other's playlists. No, no. Used to be each other's best friends. Yeah. Now we go our separate pathways. But your heart's still in mine. Yeah. And maybe we could try it next week again. But I don't wanna think we're so sick. But who cares? You said that we're over, hands under covers alone this time. But everything I see still reminds me of you. Back of all your things, the memories of when.
Oh my god. Do you have oat milk available?
Yes, ma'am.
Vanilla bean.
Vanilla
Iced
bean ice.
with oat milk.
For me, a solid 10 out of 10. Size 4. She's a little wrinkly.
Thanks for all these questions. I wanted to answer all of them, so I combined the similar ones into one question. If I missed anything, let me know and I'll include them in the next video. How I communicate with my clients. If I'm working with clients via freelancing platforms like Fiverr and Upwork, I communicate through the messaging feature there. Otherwise, we could get banned from bringing the conversation outside. I give necessary updates to my clients. So how do I determine if it's necessary to update them? Only if there's a big change to the project scope, if it concerns the timeline, and if I need their opinion. Otherwise, I don't bother them until I'm done with my project. For clients who directly contact me, I usually communicate with them through their preferred app. Most of my clients like Telegram and Slack. These are very professional platforms to communicate with clients and ensures that we don't get to mix them up with our personal connections. In terms of response time, I always respond to my client within 1 hour of receiving their message. The only exception is when I'm asleep. The reason for this is because I work with international clients, which also means I have to up my communication game. Otherwise, they might prefer another freelancer who lives closer to them because of the time zone difference. Time tracking for flexi hours. Yes, I still track my time even if I'm working flexi hours. I use Toggle to track everything I do, and I categorize my time depending on my project and client. Even if the client doesn't ask for a timesheet, it's better to track your time so you'll know the effort you're putting into your work. Business hours for flexi time. You can say something like, I'm available to work Monday through Friday, and I'm very flexible about the start and end times on those days. Let's say your business hours are from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and your client wants you to work for 7 hours every day. Let your client know that you're available from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and that you'll clock in a total of 7 hours within that time frame. The key is always to be honest with your client and to make sure there's a way to assure them that you'll actually be doing your work at the time that you indicated. Discussing turnover time with your client. Let your client know about your preferred turnover time. The best way to do this is to include it in your contract. If you talk to your client about this, it's better to have it in writing so that you can both understand the turnover rules and you're both protected. For example, before a client lets you go, you believe you need 2 months of preparation time so you can find another client. Make sure that's a clause in your contract or agreement. For example, before termination of the contract, the freelancer must be informed through writing at least 60 days before the said termination. It's always good to have a mutual understanding with the client. How to deal with toxic or red flag clients. When they're toxic before a project starts, I don't work with them at all. I make up an excuse. For example, I say, I appreciate you reaching out to me regarding this project and sharing the initial details. I just checked my calendar and I'm unable to take this project for now. My apologies for the inconvenience. When they're toxic in the middle of the project, I just try to finish the project as soon as possible and treat it as a learning experience. But toxic clients are really a no-no for me, so I do my best to avoid them. If you get a toxic client on freelancing platforms, you can just report them to support. You have the right as a freelancer to refuse work from clients who do not respect your boundaries, even if the project has already started. That's it. If I missed anything, let me know and I'll include them in the next video. Thanks and happy freelancing!
chocolate hazelnut.